And I'm continuing with budget expectations from political parties, but I also have with me COSATU, COSATU's Matthew Parks, who also have very strong sentiments on what this budget should look like. First of all, I'm hearing that there's no consensus. How does this bode for the day and for Parliament?
Well, eventually they're going to have to find each other because Parliament does need to pass the budget for government to run. But look, there is still time. The budget will be tabled today, but Parliament would only vote on it in about 2 weeks' time in terms of the fiscal framework. There is space within the law for even 3 months, but we would like something more elegant than that. We don't need to have these teething pains. But I think for us, it's not such a big crisis. There is ways to resolve these issues. You're talking about a 24 billion rand out of 2 trillion rand budget. Surely one can find the money. We just hope government doesn't revert to extremes, doesn't revert back to austerity budget cuts, which are really weak in the public services that society, that working class communities depend upon. We hope they will avoid the temptation to inflict pain upon the poor through a VAT or personal income tax, which really hurt working class families especially hard. But we need to get the budget right. It needs to rebuild the state because society, workers, businesses depend upon a capacitated state. We need to inject stimulus into the economy to get us from the 1% economic growth rate to the 2 or 3%, which is really going to turn things around. And we need to provide a pathway to employment for 12 million unemployed South Africans, especially young people, because you can't sustain a country with 41% of people unemployed. And also to give relief and protection for the poor. So we have to address many issues. We think there is space to do it. Treasury will always ask correctly, where will you get the money? We think simply give SARS the resource it needs to improve tax compliance. Give them an extra 2 billion rand a year to improve tax compliance by at least 2% a year. That's the 40 billion rand we need to find. We don't need to go for new taxes which hurt the poor. Yes, we can increase taxes upon the wealthy and large corporations, sure, but we really need to improve our tax compliance because ultimately that's what's going to resolve issues and to do things in a smart way. We don't need to go to extremes.
Matthew Parks, thank you so much for your time.